What's up, everybody? How are we doing today on this just fucking fabulous Wednesday? Lower volume today. Don't think so. Shouldn't have been. Shouldn't have been. But who knows? Fucking Windows happens. Had that sound about right for anybody else? Let's see. We have Maurice Walker from PJ. What's up? Press play on Twitch. C2S re-upped with Prime. Much appreciated, my friend. Cheers, everybody. Let's see. Stream Elements decided to stop by. That's always nice. Frank Betty. There's Spiker. Clive CJSS. What's up, buddy? Let's see here. There's another Frank. DJ Bones. Jacques Attack. Chris. Hello. Let's see here. I think that's about everybody. I probably missed at least one person, but don't worry, I'll get back to you. All right. So, I don't know that we're going to be done tonight. You know what I mean? Well, I know we're not because of the muffler situation, but besides that, we should be damn close. We should be running, I would think, tonight. You know what I mean? But, yeah, we do have some extra stuff there. So, why don't we... What's up, Simon? Just passing through. Good to see you. Well, you're just in time, because I guess... Oh, shit, I'll put some water in the woofler, and we'll do a quick vertithermal woofle. Then I'll show you what I created over the week. Alright, see if we can get this going. Number one. One for Freddy. That was a misfire. Set chat on fire. Alright. Okie dokie. Yep, that's what I figured. I'm even wearing jeans today. I had to have the gas company stop by and like update the meter reader auto fucking transmitter thing. That went fine. Dude was pretty cool. What's up, Josh? Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Okay. Why don't we do one of these? D-Wood, what's up? Cheers, everybody. One more, and then we'll switch it on over. All right, let me move this stuff over here. Poofers is outside meowing her face off. It's all right. Water. And that and the mic. Wait a minute. Alrighty then. Okay, so I ordered some of these. This is 12 volt, 50 amp rated, supposedly button. What we got there? Norman re-upping for the 8th time with the Prime. Cheers, buddy. Thank you. I do find it funny. It's got these little ass terminals, so I guess we'll see how that goes. Hype train. So I figure we'll just take this, the original starter screw out. All kinds of noise. What was that? Sub goal. 10 back up. My sub 10 goal thing got me. I appreciate that, y'all. All right. Good deal. Good deal. But yeah, I figure we'll put the starter button here and just through that hole. I found some hardware for it. And you may notice the fuel tank's in a different location. Come on. It's very in there. I 3D printed a stand for it. Put a Ranger band on it. So now it's like held on there and off to the side. Like, pretty sturdy, especially with the Ranger band on there. What's up, Tony? Delta Mike. What's going on? Why do you just feel like one of these feeties are loose? We're good. All right. I also 3D printed, yeah, I know, some mufflers. Like this is like it goes in and it's got little holes, goes into a secondary chamber and then comes out. 3D printed them for 10 millimeters because I ordered a couple pieces of 10 millimeter tubing, and this is like just about a friction fit to get in there. Like it's just the pinch is a bit loose, but like it'll probably carbon up enough. However, because 3D printing isn't an exact art and I haven't calibrated my printer much, I did actually calibrate it roughly recently. It doesn't quite fit in there, so I may have to dip this in some hot water and then to mold it in. But I figure for tonight, if we're going to run it, we'll just stuff these pipes up the tubes and probably cut this in half. It's an old rag I have, and stuff it in mufflers. So, I also did get the liquid tape. There. And I do have the starter with me in case we need it. So, first thing we need good starter stuff. Oh, yeah. I didn't bring my ends in, did I? All right. Damn it. So, what do I have downstairs? All right, let me go grab something from downstairs real quick. I think I got my box of ends down there. All right, haven't opened this in years. It's literally got dust on it. But this should have what we need. Norman is on a 5-watch streak. Much appreciated. Yeah, I know. 3D printed. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Yeah, I think we can work with this. Mostly just be using these for the starter. So, I bought this kit many, many years ago. Updated it a little bit on one stream we did where I made some ends I use some of these and some other stuff. But let's see, we got those. We're gonna need something to grab. Yeah, actually, there we go. Put these on the ends of the wire for the clamp to grab. We need 2 of those. Alright. They're not even mixed together. Yeah, I know. Alright. Let's grab these. Oh, and for those that didn't hear Saturday, that asked about the sparking, like light sparks and shit coming from right there, it's from the brushes on the starter. So it's expected, I guess, would be the way to put that. That's fine. That just goes into the battery. Okay. This isn't even like my kit, my work kit. Well, work kit. I have, the regular clear plastic trays that are up this big. I carry 3 of those, about 4 little ones, a couple of screw jars of terminals, and then a whole big box of them. Like I am terminaled up when I'm at work. Oh. Would a relay help with some spikes with the starter? Not really, because we're just going to do 2 separate batteries. Otherwise, I would have kept that switch and just grabbed a relay, but the relays were more expensive than the switch, so I'm like, yeah, whatever, we can just do a push-button switch. We'll see how it does. It was a 2-pack. If, like, for some reason this fries, 1, that means the starter's not, or the engine's not running, so we have other problems. Because at this point, it's pretty much click and go. Once you get the fuel right, anyway. So. Oh, I just did that dumb. You don't put it there, you dumbass. That gets the ring. The ring. But yeah, I was thinking about a relay, but if this switch gets angry, I have 2 more. We can just be like, every time we want to start it. But when you do that, you got to make the noise. So that's really the only way it counts. How many amps does it draw when it's cranking? Seems high. Yeah, it seems a lot. I don't know. I guess we'll put the amp clamp on it. I almost poked myself in the eye. There goes the damn camera. Alright. Yeah, we'll put the amp clamp on it next time. We give her a crank-a-do. That's gonna go over here. Let's go in there. Doesn't have an in or out, just an H. It's not a headlight bulb. It must just be a headlight chassis. Yeah, I'll just put the output on the H. What's up, Brantley? How you doing, bud? Brantley makes a lot of shorts. They fly by my feed as I'm watching. A little goofy, a little funny. Good stuff. How you doing, man? There isn't any adjust on starter mount. Is there to change the gearing? I mean, it's a whole gear pack. Like we could change the gearing if we wanted to, I suppose, but they all sound like that when you crank it. And most of them, when they're running right, it's boop, boop, boop. That's it. So there is that surge, but as long as it's not continuous, the switch will be good enough. This ourselves a little extra here. Punch that. Bunky bunky boom. Yes, momentary. There you go. Supposed to be, and it seems like it actually is. So that's always useful. I recently dropped my wire ferrule assortment. That's kind of a fucking tragedy. Holy shit, Mr. S. Why would you do such a thing? And the terminal that I cut off. Let's see this. I might as well double that up too. How many amps does it draw when cranking? Oh, you want to, or was that what you're betting on? Because none of y'all are even close, I can guarantee that. C2S is now getting much closer, I'm guessing. I'll just set the amp clamp to max, just in case the display can't update fast enough, and we'll see what it surges at. I wouldn't be surprised if it surged at close to 100 amps myself. And the other reason I'm doing these is just flat with no like super grippiness is because if the starter gets stuck, like if the switch welds, I can just smack it off of the battery cable. Come on, man. It was supposed to be 88 when I put 8, says Fama. Hedging your bets. Okay, I gotcha. Fama was like, oh shit, what did he say? Oh, yeah, yeah, actually, 80, 88. Yeah, that was it. That doesn't sound the scale. Yeah, it doesn't, considering most modern starters on like a 4-cylinder with a high torque gear reduction starter, it's like 150 amps, maybe. And if that thing's already warmed up, you're looking at 110, 120. But yeah, I mean, this thing, I guess compression doesn't quite scale. Compression is just compression, I guess. Sit, Ubu, sit. All right. Let's get this little fella off. Oh, yeah, I still never did get a little tiny. Oh, I did grab one. Where the fuck did I put? I gotta get around to breaking down my old workbench and moving everything into the room and retrieving a lot of the stuff that's there, like tools. All right, this has got that jumper underneath there from when it used to common power rail. All right. It's a little squishy. This is like a 5 amp switch that we were using. Where's my old guy assist? Sorry, 6 amp. This is a 6 amp switch we were using to try and start that. 6. Now we're trying a 50. Hold on. All right. Yep. All right. Okay. So let's turn that. Why is that on the wrong way around? 48? Now it's 48. Good lord. Do you even know what you're guessing, Fama? Come on. There we go. We need a tiny nitrous bottle with the piping and a little red button. I don't know about a tiny one, but I got a fucking big ass nitrous bottle in my basement. I got, what is it, a 10-pound bottle? Yeah, I got 10. Yeah. 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 10-pound bottle. Probably got about 6 pounds of nitrous in it. Have I not brought that on a live stream yet? That may have been, maybe it was maybe a really early one. No, that's chilling in my basement. Big ass blue NOS, not NOS, NOS, nitrous oxide systems bottle. Ooh, hey, Mike. Raphone. Is that gonna fit? Mm-hmm. All right, that is now structural. For inrush current, I use a Fluke 378 FC clamp meter. If I had my my work, where is my other good meter? Where's my house meter? My house meter is a X-Tech, which is FLIR. You know, a thermal camera people. That's their brand of meters. I use those for work. I did have a Fluke 223, the one with the remote LCD. I had one of the early versions that went through batteries every 5 fucking minutes. But that got stolen. So I just replaced it with, oh, I had that and another X-Tech. But after they both got stolen, I just bought the one X-Tech. So I carry that and a fucking Harbor Freight meter as a backup. Oh, and the UT 210E. Actually, yeah, that's kind of become my primary. I don't really use the X-Tech much at work anymore unless I need more than one meter. Because at UT, like, read a little more tape on this so it doesn't rub on that edge. But that UT, like, that fucking does most of what I needed to do at work. I have an NOS bottle cushion in my car. Oh yeah, I used to. That's funny. I back when NOS, Fast and the Furious first came out and whatever, they came out with their energy drink. I assume it doesn't exist anymore. But they look like little blue nitrous bottles. So I took one and I took a piece of rubber hose and I just shoved it in it. And then I zip tied it to the antenna of my car and shoved the hose under the hood. Just for a fucking laugh. Like, no, everybody knew exactly what it was. It was just for a laugh, but that was some funny ass shit. And I saw a couple other people were doing similar stuff like that, making it look like they had nitrous hooked up just with the little bottles, little energy drink bottles. Electrical tape, the electrician's band-aid. Yeah, technician's band-aid too. Electrical tape and whatever absorbent thing is closest. Sometimes that's your oil rag. Sometimes it's what's left of a pig mat. Pig mat being like those super absorbent mats. Like I've fucking patched myself up with electrical tape and insert questionable item here kind of deals like tons of times. Just kind of part of how my job goes. Woo. What is that? Oh, well, that just fell off. That's not very useful. Okay. Well, that can just kind of stay like that. That's where the other regulator was. Yeah, that's the other thing we got to talk about. The alternator. We need to talk about the alternator. We have been discussing a purpose for this. We have a purpose. Let me explain as I grab a puff. So, actually, I just thought about that. I moved me, but I didn't move that. All right. So Kaizen now has this engine in the Pro version. Like a whole bunch of, like, basically you see everything they did wrong is now fixed. Like the timing is adjustable so it revs properly, doesn't run too hot. Various little changes that are like, well, no shit. That being said, this alternator, this alternator, and it is an alternator, not a generator, is only rated for 8 to 10 watts at 10 volts. So not much, not much. What's up, Minky? What we building? We're building a vroom vroom. It go vroom vroom, like for real vroom vroom. It got little tiny, it's got spark plugs in it like the size, like that fucking big. You know what I'm saying? But along with the Pro version of the engine, aka bug fix, they came out with a 68 watt alternator. And guess what 68 watts can power? A decent USB charger. Like with USB-C, like, you know, basic fucking, you know, up to whatever it needs to be. But we could run that directly into a USB charger bank. Yeah, that, because most of them take, you know, variable voltage specific, you know, the higher the voltage, the higher the USB-C can go. But we can do a charger on here, and it can be our outdoor charger. At least we can say it has a purpose. So once I get taxes sorted out and shit and see where we land at, we're going to get that. That's like $100 ish. It's like 80. You can find anywhere from 84 to 90 bucks plus shipping. So that's going to be about $100. So I got to figure out how much I owe taxes for Google, and then hopefully order the big boy alternator in a few weeks. So we're going to take this one off because it just annoys the shit out of me because there's no proper way to tension it. It's really weird how it's set up. And that's also why I kept the old belt, because I kind of thought something like this might happen. So, we got that. Let me take this off, then we'll give it a quick test. Actually, okay, let me take this off. We're gonna do something with that. Then we'll give it a test crank. Yeah, I don't need this up here at the moment. Use a NEMA 17 stepper. What's a NEMA 17 stepper? A fancy battery charger. Yes, a very fancy. I mean, come on, that's kind of what we do. We over engineer everything. It's an apocalypse battery charger. How's that? Yeah, hey, what's up, Dave? No, I think, all right, I'd probably just go, I'll see what kind of PDs I can get. I'm not looking to, get too crazy, because once you start adding components, you also start adding other things that are going to use up the power, and we're just having fun. Let me get the button back on there. Can I get a jump to start my phone? What? Put that over there, this fragging thing here. This is kind of where all the tools have landed. Is that it? No. Is that it? That's it. Alright, so... Hold on. That means... does that use the factory? No, I think that uses the factory spacer. Okay. I don't think I need to, I think I just remove. I don't think I replace on this particular kit. Let me grab this. I'm gonna push this wiring back through without ripping the hoses off. What's up, Emir? Won a rare HP 35 calculator on the bay. Well, good enough. Good enough. Good enough. How are you doing? Is that like pressed in with that? Isn't tension over here? I forget how this was factory tension. I thought it was on the water pump. I think it is factory tensioned on the water pump. Or is it this? Oh no, it might be right here. All right, we're just going to take this off, leave that bracket to flop around for now. Does this have a spacer? Does. I wish this spacer was a little deeper. Wonder if I can make it a little, because this pulley is just a pinch off the way this is set up. Let me try it like that. Is it mainly made from alloy? What, this whole thing? Or that thing? Because, what was that? Give a toast. Ah, yes. Cheers, everybody. Grab a sip, grab a drink, grab a puff, grab a whatever, pinch a butt, pet your cat, rub a nipple. Whatever you need to do, but cheers. Would it be powerful enough to run your PC? My weaker PC idles at like 180 watts. The gaming rig idles at like 200 watts. And God forbid you move so much as a pixel on that screen and you wake that 4090 up even for a little bit. I was going for the pinch a butt. Fair enough. See, that's not working. Now that is seized. Alright, what are we doing here? Where do you want this? I guess it would make sense for it to be there. That the screw's not on it, but then that's going to hit that. What are we doing here? How is this clamp here on? Let me see. I guess, like, how the hell did I pull this off here and then I put it back on and now it doesn't work right? Like, this definitely needed a spacer, so I'm guessing that was here. But then when you put it back on here, it's not fitting. I didn't see anything else fall off of it. Did something else fall off? Because it really seems like this spacer is on the inside, the screw's on the outside, but this screw... Hmm. Maybe we're just going to leave that loose until I can figure that out then. I was on the phone with a girl. She says, come on over, nobody's home. So I went over, and nobody was home. And now it's spinning fine. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Maybe I had flipped something around. Anyway, that's good. That's all right. We wasted all that fucking time. Derpa derpa doo. Probably Jack Attack's fault anyway. Let's see this. Yeah. Damn. Nope. Where's the mediums? There it is. That's it. You could soup that engine up with a tin of Heinz. Actually, I mean, you probably could. Well, I don't know if it would get. Well, you might be able to sort of warm up some soup. Like if you stuck it in the exhaust stream and behind the radiator. Oh. There we go. The new alternator, the big boy alternator, comes with the new bracket set and stuff. Hopefully it actually works. All right. And over there, this stuff over here. Not there. We also are going to, that's not at this exact moment, but we're going to see what we can do about this pulley here. Or even on that view, you can see how much farther this one sticks out. And it's the only one like that. Like it kind of lines up a little bit, but not quite. That might be good enough. That might be good enough for our intentions. All right, let's see. Yeah, this is the grounds for the battery, for the little battery. Here. Let's put some actual terminals on that so it's a little easier to hook up. And I do believe the ignition box fried too. Well, not the ignition box, like the little tachometer. Like so we saw last week, it just kind of doesn't turn on anymore. So I'm guessing that's done as well. Yeah. But if we're going to put a charger, I'll just put it right there and it won't really matter anyway. So. I think everything was just tired of getting beat up by, all the other attempts to get it running. Just beat the electronics to death. little tiny guy here. Oh. This is a hot dog down a hallway. I don't know why you're getting stuck on the edge. There you go. Does your string have a G on it? It currently does not. How long is a piece of string? Twice as long as half of it. All right. Let's see if that does anything useful. Nope. Maybe, you know, isn't there a reset button on this? Probably on the side you can't see. I won't totally give up on it yet, but I'm not overly worried about it either. Right there's a good spot. Over there. Let's give us a tap tap. Make sure it's not already fucked up. All right. This is just a quick run, you know. Make sure everything's working. And because, you know, you've waited long enough, we can run it at least once. Let's put that down there. Fuel is go. Let me oil her up a little bit there. Actually, let me just put the belt on. Oh, no, wait, I can't because of the water pump. That'll fucking make a mess. Alright, so let me give that a little prime. I have a fire extinguisher on standby. Yeah. Alright, nice and oily. Everything else is good. That's, at least there's a light to let me know it's turning on. That there, that there. This is usually about there to start. Let's give it a bump, see what it does. Okay. All right. That works. Hey, it's doing its thing. Oh, okay. Let's see if that'll do its thing while it's running. Maybe the connection's derpy underneath. All right. So we know it still runs. Still stinks. It's good. All right. The camera. Oh. All right. Did any of that get transmitted? Or is the camera just freaking out because of the ignition system? All right, well, let's see what happens. Let me look at the camera this time. Okay. So yeah, there you go. And this is turning on when it wants to. I don't know. Maybe there's a bad connection. That's what I was saying on that little tacky tack, but I'm not overly concerned if that Doesn't work since this is probably where we'll put the USB module anyway. All right. Let me take a... Oh, we got to get the fan wired back in. Ah, I should have just crimped that in with these. Let's see. Let me see here. What do we got under here? What is that going to? What are you? Oh, okay. There's that big old blob of grounds. All right. And the fan is completely not hooked up to anything. All right. All right. Okay. All right. What was this and something and whatever. I don't fucking know what wires are what. So let's figure it out. All right. Oh, it's got about half a tank in there. It's the not running great is just because the tune is out of whack. I do want to, if we can get that thing to spin, I do want to get the distributor to number 1 and see where it is in relation with the crank. I did find a thing somewhere that told me where it should be at, but I forget what the fuck it said. So let's see. Is that positive? No, guess so. All right, short wires, hot wire. That's supposed to go through that switch there. This goes. Does this go to the common? Like how jiggy did I get with it? Yeah, actually, yeah. I got this extra one here. We'll just do that. Let me move this big chunk. We'll just solder these together here. Hey, what's up? Have you fitted the AdBlue tag? Yeah, no, we not quite yet. EPA hasn't knocked on my door yet for it. Make sure I'm running proper catalytic converters and shit. All right. Even got red tape. Just got to build the model refinery first. Doop, 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 doo. Probably this weekend or something. I'm going to just zip tie some of the wires up there just to get them down, including this one here. Actually, that I'm going to do before we run it too much, because that's up leaning against the header. That's a little much for the job. Where did I have the little zip ties at? Do you guys remember? I think Jack Attack stole them again. Damn it. Hold on, let me look up here. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, we forgot to do a draw test on it. Shite. Yeah, all right. Well, we'll do that when we test the fan situation. I think I'm just gonna do that. Let me see. What do we got under here? Actually, there's the stub of what it was connected to. Might as well just reconnect it to there. Come on. Wow. Feisty, spicy. Snippies. Snippity doo da. Alright, twisty, twisty poo. Twisty twist for you. How much money we got on the table for this draw measurement anyway? Have we started a betting pool somewhere? Because ain't nobody said nothing to me about it. Alright. Place all your bets. Move all this right back out of the way. Alright, let's see if the fan works. Alright. Getting too old for this shit. Worst comes to worst, I have a 55, 60 amp 12 volt power supply downstairs. I always bring that up here for the special days. Watch it blow the fuck up. That's only like probably 50 years old. It's an old offshore shore bank, whatever fucking power supply thing for a boat. 400 amps DC. 0. So we'll oh yeah, and buttons. Is that? Oh, there's the min max. Right. I don't use this one very often. Max. All right. Oh, great. I may be doing the current flow back or that should be right for current flow. Oh. I mean, if I'm going to crank it, I'm going to try to start it. I mean, come on. Come on. Ain't no way. 3 amps? Is this thing stuck? Alright, let's take it down to 40 amps. The way this thing is arcing and sparking and barking, ain't no way. Let's flip the wire. Ugh. Ugh. Got stuck again. Yeah, this thing sucks. It's just probably not the best ammeter to use. I'll just say that, but let's see. See if what it does if it goes negative. Oh, I saw like 36 amps on that one, at least. But on the negative. What is this fucking thing doing? Why is this like freaking the fuck out? There's obviously no current there. Oh, it's just fucking stuck. Alright. Let's see. We may not actually get an accurate reading with this amp clamp. I may have to bring one in next time. Let's see. 57, that's the highest I've seen. Quick burst 17. Well, I don't even have to mess with the throttle. At least we're getting close to that. So we saw 57. So we'll, the battery might be a little bit low. I doubt it though. Well, I mean, I did jump start like fucking 3 trucks today. Let's see. That would really be the only reason I would get a voltmeter back on this. But generally speaking, if I'm bringing a jump pack, it's going to be charged enough to make this thing move. Let's see. Should be low 12, high 11, I would think. 12.76. Yeah, I think we're charged. The battery in this thing is fucking amazing. Like I said, I jump started like 3 forklifts today. And all the jumping we were doing with this, like I haven't charged this thing in like a month. Alright. There, good there. That's annoying that keeps turning on and off. Oh well. We'll see what happens. Okay. What's up, Mark? Welcome. The warp drive and that what? Never had this kind of spark. I feel like that's something I should probably know, but I don't. It's something to drink. All right. Let's see. Oh, there's just a random ground wire, like boink. Say we still need to do something with this. That needs to be down, down, down. Where's my mag box? battery back there. I don't feel like getting up. Where'd that way too big zip tie go? There it is. At the very least, I can use it to hold it down temporarily or something. Penchy. Nacelles. Okay. Nay, thou shalt not have my cell. Yeah, that works. Just a piece of it. All right. Fluid stuff. Actually, hold on. First, let me flick the mic, just because that's apparently what the fuck I do. And take a second here. Enjoy the carbon monoxide. As I said, let me see. No power. I don't want this thing to try and fucking start. Light. See, there's usually at least one flashlight within arm's reach whenever I'm, like, in the house. I'm gonna try to get, God, this shit is hard. Like, this how you know you got compression. Like, this fucker is hard to spin. Wish I had, like, a crankshaft tool or something for it. I don't want to use anything rough. I don't think spinning it from this end, yeah, it's definitely not going to work. So I want to see that mark in the distributor. Oh, and then it's full of oil from what leaked the other day when we took the air filter off. Let's see. God damn. Like, it's moving. Trick is to move it and not the clutch gear on the starter. There it is. Whew. It must have been right on the other side of what the mark I was looking for. Where's my old guy assist here? Yeah, I think it needs to be advanced a little bit more. Let me see. All right, I gotta turn this a little bit more. I'm pretty sure. Hey, this is just a pinch advanced. So we do have the marks on the crank. Oh no, actually it is. So if we go to 0 on that. My crank is sitting at 0. And this, I believe, is retard. I do believe the ignition could use a little bit of an advance here. I'll remember where it was in case it gets funky. But I remember we started advancing this, and that's when it started running, so we may just need to keep going a little bit more to make it a little better. All right, that's a pinch more advanced. All right. All right, now. Sorry, I just wanted to kind of do that. It clicked before I get all this other stuff hooked up. To take a look at that. Let's see. That's right, that comes up here. I think we can take that off now. All right, that's fine there, flopping around. That's fine for testing wise. Let's see if I can get this to actually move some fluid. I don't think there's much in here. All right, so pump goes this way. Yeah, sucks out of the bottom of the radiator. I don't think there's much in there. All right. Try just to avoid making a mess and to help us trace leaks that I'm sure are going to occur. I'm just going to slow feed water into this. It's got antifreeze in there, but that's why I'm just doing water for now. Shit, the radiator's full. All right. Oh, okay, it's coming out the top. That's good. It's going across the little blicky right here. Let's keep going, see if we can get a relatively solid flow at some point. I don't know why there's so much fucking air coming through. All right. Either way, we know we got stuff moving. You don't cross the streams. Oh, never cross the streams. Never cross the streams. A warp drive? Not quite a warp drive. We're trying now. Can't tell if that's solid or if that's a bubble. You know what I mean? Because that looks like fluid and there's not much coming through for some reason. All right, well, let's throw the belt on there as soon as I remember where the hell I put it. Mm-hmm. Actually, that's probably behind me. Okay. Oh, the belts are in here somewhere. Oh, there they are. Oh, and then we have when we're just about done and ready. There's I still have to paint it. But we do have the plaque for those that did the specific donations for the engine. All right, let's see. This goes. Around there, there. Everything's in its appropriate crevices. See if we can get it on this end here. I think I'm going to have to try and remember how to adjust the tension on it from the factory. Because that ain't even close. All right. What do we need to do? Seem to feel it was something in the water pump. Let me figure out where the mouse went. I do have the instructions open. What's up, MacVision? How to tension. How to figure out where the hell your mouse is. Wow, it's fucking 3 screens over. Belt tensioner. Hold on. And when I'm considering doing just some like chill ass copyright free music on YouTube. There's gonna be something about your mom. Okay. That's the water pump. Please remove the two ornamental affecting the screw and fix your mom. Okay. Not seeing much on how to tension. The top of the hour toot. All right, cool. Let me grab a different one. Where's that? There's the big one. Top of the hour, everybody. Cheers. You'd be preheating the intake. It just if it were a little different, yeah, but it seems to do pretty well just off the start. There's another cap for this. Is that in the box? Man, right over here. There it is. This one actually has a little. I can't hear it. Little clicky thing. If the water gets too hot, it allows air to come in, but not water to come out. I'll do that for now. We'll see how that does. Yeah, we got to figure out how to tension this. There's those two there. That should be the tensioner. I have to loosen that one back there too, actually. I think that's the pivot. Why did that move? Oh, okay, that is how we're tensioning, I guess. Okay. Let's see if that works. That'll flippy floppy. Flippy floppy. Yep, that's wrong. Well, I guess that's a tensioner because I could actually get the belt on. And that's actually a pretty good tension right there. So, well, you know what it is, but it wouldn't hurt to. Come on. Why can't I reach that one? Top one set. Okay. I'll hold the whole thing. Let me see if I can barely get to the bottom one now. That's okay, because I got to it. What's up, Pancake Man? How you doing, Locke? Team Executor strikes again. Hold on, I can't see the damn screen. Ta-da! Love that little fucking pry bar. What you know. Alright, so we got that. That's feeling good. That's a little more advanced. We know the fuel's close. Open that up just fucking a little more. Should have fluid flowing. Oh, wait a minute. Well, yeah, let's give it a test couple, and if it seems good, then I will build the muffler thing. Close that up. This shit again. Yeah, we'll do the tubes after we make sure it still starts. Since I made a couple little pre-tweaks. That's good there. That's the positive. Negative. Fan. Throttle. Well, let me just bump it, see what it does. Not bad. Say that's pretty good. Okay. Say that was successful pre-tune. Now let's see what we can do with making mufflers. Temporary mufflers. I'll work on the yeah, I know. 3D printed mufflers. Well, hey, I used PLA Plus, so I mean, no, I got a feeling by the time the exhaust gets down there, it's not going to affect the PLA at all. And worst comes to worst, if it does, we can make it richer because then it'll smell better. All right. It's just an accessories belt? What's an accessories belt? What about timing for the belt? Is it a separate belt or chain? Oh yeah, the timing is it's geared inside. That's one of the slight differences, and one of the other differences from a small block Chevy. It was so small they just put a gear in there, which you can get for small block Chevys, so I guess it's not that different. Really, the biggest difference is just the distributors up front, just because of room and ease of design. It's just what I heard on some engine builders. What's that? What did you hear there, Josh? That you shouldn't make a muffler, or that the exhaust is generally cooled off? Gear drive on a small block Chevy sounds like it's got a supercharger. Oh yeah. That's one of the ones you go, pop the hood, let's see which one you got. Yeah, I was used to that back in the old hanging out days down at the old car club. And somebody pull up, be like, no, don't be doing any shit up here. You see what the fuck's going on up here before you fucking roll into this parking lot making all that kind of noise. Which was basically just our way to see really cool shit on the parking lot we were hanging out at. But you know what? It worked, so fuck it. So I'm just going to take this. 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 I'm just going to take Just kind of put that there. Take the corner. And then just kind of foldy, stuffy, not stuff, but you know, kind of loose. Let's do that. That's not that different from what I've seen other YouTubers do. Man, that is a good fit. Okay. Tube. Got tube. Oh boy. All right. I used to hang out with a dude that had a 68 Camaro with a 632 Merlin. The 632? It was 6 something Merlin. Big block, obviously. Like we're talking 600, about 632-ish, if I remember right, cubic inches. So like almost 2 small block Chevys. He had 6-inch straight exhaust on it. And no shit, when he started his engine, we heard it 3 miles away. Like, here he comes. Oh my god. If you could get him to fucking race you. Christ, he'd open that thing up. Dude, cops would be coming from 3 states over to figure out what the hell just happened. Alright, so we got our mouflars. Next back to the mufflers fly. I guess I'll let you know. I don't think they will. Mr. S, today I had to remove a bearing from a metal piece. It was pressed in, so I figured heat the piece to make it expand. So to put the piece in a vise and started heating it. Then I wanted to grab the piece with pliers before opening the vise. Turns out it was pot metal. Oh, that had gotten all squishy and started to bear immediately, break immediately. Yeah, I've run into that. We were talking about whether the intake should be preheated. Oh, okay. Some engines that would benefit, something of this scale, not really, I guess. Let's see here. Give it a pinch more on the throttle. And then it starts to die. That's probably a timing thing. And this thing's like, hey, I'm back. And the mufflers are fine, and it just still stinks in here, but that's fine. Let me turn the idle screw up a pinch. A little more. A little more. A lot more. Too much fuel. Not enough, maybe. Back this down some. That's right, I gotta remember there's no like return spring on the throttle. I think we're going too much fuel now. And we did just blow a muffler off. Oh, it smells better too. Okay. That's just a pinch more advance. Oop. Just suck my finger into the throttle. back that off a little bit. Oh, now we're getting there. Let's take quarter turn of fuel out. Let's look at chat. No, let me put the muffler back on. So I'm not blowing exhaust all over the gaming rig. And the pipes aren't really that hot. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. So why are there so many bubbles in the fuel line? I have no idea. I have seen that on other videos though, so I guess it's not that uncommon. Say we got it. Now I'm going to let it run for minutes at a time inside, but I think we got a pretty good tune on there. Ooh, you get warm too. Is the coolant flowing? Let's see. Not a whole lot of coolant going. Maybe I have to, I wonder if it's just got a bunch of shit in the radiator. May have to flush it out. Because the way this pump is set up, as soon as anything gets wet on it, it would go. And actually, that's set up, that should be gravity feeding down there. Actually, we had it running. Let's top off the water, see if that helps a little bit. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me look at chat. Let me look at chat. Try your mufflers out and use the crazy glue. Well, the mufflers. Oh, and if you look, I used fuzzy skin on them. I've been using fuzzy skin on a lot of stuff because if you do it right, you can't really see the layer lines. But these I'm going to heat up, put the tubes on, get them fit, and then I'm going to glue these onto the tubes. And I'm going to cut the tubes down a little bit because they don't need, I'm basically use one tube and cut it in half for that. And I'm not going to bother putting like tailpipes on it or anything. I don't see the point of that. But let's see if we can get some more water in here. Looks like at least some came out of the radiator. Oh, it's taking a decent amount. Maybe it finally sucked everything out of the radiator and into the block. I was considering doing a funnel thing, but even when you use a funnel, like, you know, that shit still spills. And I would like to keep spilling to a minimum, like I said, so I can see what's leaking. This is actually taking a decent amount of coolant. Nope. That's full. Okay. Where's the lid thing? All right. Let's see if we can get see if we got any coolant flow. Yeah. It's a lot better. It's a little cavitated. Weird coming from that way, but it is moving shit through, so at least we know we're getting cooling. Let me turn the idle screw up a little bit more again, so we can just one button start it. And we're now overflowing in coolant. Yay. That's because of all the fucking air bubbles in it are starting to pressurize it. Oh, and it's starting to move, so we're getting a lot of... It's starting to expand, finally. I can feel it getting hot. Alright, well, let's see if that's just going to blow up in my face, or what. You know, all the stuff is, like, all the factory coating is finally burning off of it. Alright, well, we got a little bit of an overflow. The other muffler blew off. Let's soak this up. Add a crossover H pipe to help scavenging. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of effort. I mean, not a bad idea. It definitely would work, but I don't know that we're going to need that for a battery charger. Stinky. Stinky, stinky. Here, at least catch some particulates, would you? Thanks. Okay. We should lock down the distributor. I'm going to call that good for advanced because we can finally get through the full swing. So we've found the sweet spot. Or at least close enough that it is acceptable. You know what I mean? But yeah, the new distributor actually has a cable hooked up to the throttle body. So as you rev it, it automatically advances the throttle. So that thing revs like fucking butter. But, you know, when you can actually adjust your timing, then yeah, as, you know, per throttle, then yeah, I would expect so. That's locked in. Everything's hot. That's fine. Intake's heat soaked, which is fine, obviously, as we were discussing. Why air sucks out of that, I don't know. But it doesn't seem to be hurting anything. I mean, I guess at some point we could always try another container. See if it doesn't. Like maybe there's a leak in there or something. That thing. We're doing pretty good. Let that. I thought that was supposed to stop the water, but it's still letting foam through, but that's fine. Yeah, we are getting some cavitation. I think that's just as it's bleeding itself out. Maybe we should... Oh, I don't know if that would work, though. That probably wouldn't work very well. Never mind. We're not going to talk about that. Okay. I think that's about it, folks. Until we get the alternator. I think we're about it. Let's see. Let's put that down to idle. Turn it up just a little bit again. Ooh, now it's just stuck. That's weird. Guess you really shouldn't turn it up that high. It must be like traveling into the throttle passage at that point. Jesus. All right, well, that's fine. We can still do one button. Oop. soon as somebody said something about the camera. There we go. Make a toast. Toasty toast. Man, I could go for some toast. Cheers, everybody. What's up, Garrett? Ready? An engine for a squirrel's car. I'm thinking more cat, small dog. Especially when I've seen some of the things that people have been putting in these, I'm sorry, some of the cars that people have been putting these into. I feel like small dog, cat. I think a squirrel, okay. If it's a squirrel, then it would be like pro drag squirrel. You know what I mean? Like it would be a racing squirrel. But not just a regular squirrel. Would pretty much be pro drag, I'd say. Toast butter, Marmite, and cheese. Oh yeah, I was supposed to try that. I did find the Marmite. Okay. All right. Besides the gurgling that the cooling's doing, let's see. I think we've run it enough to see. That foot fell off again. Let's see if we have any obvious leaks. As soon as I can get the damn foot back on. I have to see if I have nuts for it. Nuts! Then I can lock them in place. Or at least lock 2 of them in place. Is there just a bunch of shit under here? Wow, there's a ton of water underneath it. I do think we have a coolant leak in this. Because I believe we suspected that earlier. Let's see. Yeah, I think we have a leak at the rear main. Ooh. Hot stuff. Yeah, we'll have to check that out. I mean, it does seem to be holding coolant, so I mean, I'll give it that much. But I do think it is leaking coolant, which would explain the aerations. But that's fine. That is fine. We can sort that out or leave it as is or do whatever we need to. Either way it runs, it seems like it's doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Vroom vroom. Oil's pumping good. All right. A raccoon in an old Crown Vic taxi cab giving rides to squirrels. Raccoon, yeah. Actually, Chris, that's about right. This would be like a for a raccoon. This would be kind of like the Hyundai Excel maybe of engines. But yeah, that would work. That would work. All right. Well, shit. If that worked, that'd be cool, so we could see our RPMs. But I don't know, whatever. It's not like a Milwaukee battery isn't a stable power supply, but I have a feeling it just doesn't like that CDI box must be noisy as fudge. That's all I'm saying. Kind of seems like it's still a little rich. Where is this? This is straight across. Let's take a quarter turn out. See if it runs any better. Yeah, I'd say that ran a little better. How about another quarter turn? So that's half a turn. think I like that a little more fuel. Yeah, right there. Okay. Took a little more fuel out of it. Feel like that's doing a little better. Almost. Almost. I was watching. Don't worry. All right, I'd call that a good tune. I'd call that a good tune. Carbon monoxide in the room kind of confirms it. How hot are these tubes? Like, I mean, they're not that hot. And like, just me grabbing them, they're like instantly cooling off. So I think that'll be fine. Cut those in half. Get the mufflers on there. Call it good. All right. Well, let's see. That means there's one thing to do. Well, half of one thing to do. Let's get this out of the way. Ooh. Let's sit next to each other like that. Let's get the bottom plate mounted on there. Yeah, I'm going to go look in that area, see how much of a pain in the ass it would be to figure out what's leaking. So what I did, you kind of see how I made that little J hook to clip under the frame. These sit on top, and then a little tiny screw hole for the slot that's in the mount right here. Hopefully it'll... Oh, no, I didn't calculate that. The stupid... Is the foot totally in the way? Yep. Damn, I didn't even see the foot. All right. Slight modification. Where's the layer line? Okay, the layers are going this way. So let me cut this way first. Yep. Okay. A little more. Little more. At least I get to cut with the layer lines. That makes it a lot easier. All right, there we go. Now I need to screw. I mean, you know, a screw. Need a screw and a nut. There we go. Probably a longer screw would be better. But that's not a longer screw. Of course, I guess a longer screw is kind of always better, huh? All right. Bench don't want to give me a screw. I'll find one myself. What about tapping the exhaust manifold so you can screw the rest of the pipes on? Well, the pipes didn't fall off. Just the mufflers. Like, the pipes were stuck. They didn't want to move, so I'm not even worried about securing them in there. I'll just boop and call it a day. Worst comes to worst, if I feel I need to do something, I'll either get with Tony to make headers, or I'll just get a little bit of exhaust adhesive and just... where are they at? Yeah, there we go. Wow, that is tiny. Maybe not that fucking skinny. Jesus. Does this fit that? It does. Does this fit this? Not really. But that's... We have this. Not quite the drill bit we need, but it's the drill bit we got. All right, well, let me do this the other way then. The mixture is never going to be set right with all those bubbles. Yeah, no, it won't. But it's pretty damn close right now. So I'll take that for now. Do that. That should lock in a little bit. Then we can thread it down. Snap. Nice. Okay, now let's get everything out of the way. May take a second. Do. It had a lumpy V8 idle for a minute. Oh, yeah, yeah. That sounds pretty good. Not quite enough momentum for a good choppy idle. Because you need, the weight of the engine for a really good choppy idle. But still sounds good. Kind of interested to see if it actually sounds any different with the mufflers on it or not. Like I said, it's going to take a second. Sorry. Thermal camera to see what's going on. That's... How can I do that? That's right, we did talk about that. Let me finish getting this secured, and let me see what I can do with that. Should be able to get some sort of view, but I'm maybe not up close because of the cable length. Well, shit, actually, the cable is actually secured to the monitors. I should have another one. Probably plug it in there. See if... Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong computer. I might be able to plug it in there? Maybe... Oh, I may have a USB-C extension cable. We're getting close. We're getting close. If the rev counter display is going off, does it mean it's an issue with the CDI or general gremlins? Probably both, honestly. Like it did, like that whole electrical system kind of got beat up when we were trying to get this running, a while ago. Oh, nice. I don't even need to put a Nizud on the bottom. All right. But I'm going to anyway. Because we know how that will go if I don't. Finger tight for now. I'll do tight later. Wow, there is definitely a coolant leak. All right. Leave that under there. So we got that one there. Put that there. 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 Yeah, this, I don't know. Like, it was working fine, and now it stopped. So that's why I think it just got tired of the abuse of crack, voltages all over the place, yada, yada. So it may have just given up, but that's all right. Like, I put this stuff through quite a bit, I would say. All right, let's do one more start for hurrahs. Alright. Stop trying to hug each other. This is neither the time or place for that. funny, the ground is the long lead and the positive is the short one. You know, the one that's closer to the big metal chassis. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll do it with the pipes off. Everybody sexy dance. Water flow is overrated. Yeah, yeah. Get bars leak. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Yeah, you ain't spin starting shit. This has got a lot of compression in that engine. Even that high RPMs, it's not smoking at all. So the mixtures, it's not super gassy right now either. So I think we're as close as we can get with what we're dealing with. I think we're pretty on. Like, I think we're close enough. I don't know that I'm worried about that too much. I guess we'll see if that becomes an actual issue. I mean, it does have a little tiny reservoir um, in there, so maybe there's just enough that it's sorting it out. I don't know. But like once we get this thing outside and run it, and we can kind of maybe I'll put something on the throttle, um, so that like it steadies it because right now it kind of wiggles as it's idling as well. So that kind of helps with it not staying a steady idle. So maybe we'll see if I can get. I wonder if they have a little throttle bracket or something for it, or I could always just do something to attach to something. I could always get something to like hold here, do that. I don't know. All right. I think we're pretty good though. That is sounding much better. You know your engine tuning. I don't know, man. I've been building engines for 30 years. Mostly carbureted, a few fuel injected ones. It's whatever. I mean, that's part of my job too, so it's just what you do. You just usually don't do it in your office. That's a little different. Ain't gonna lie. Starting to taste it. Oh, but luckily there's carbon filters all throughout the house and various other forms of filtration. So once it leaves the room, it's not actually I can't smell it in the rest of the house. Oh, fucking thermal camera. Let me see if I have a USB extension that's still free. You don't want to come in. Nah, you really don't. Okay. I think this is like a 20-footer. This over here. That loop there. I'm trying to re-roll 20 some feet of this shit. So GoPro back on. What's up yet? That would be cool in an RC Cobra or Hot Rod. I feel like someone on YouTube has it in a helicopter. Maybe another someone else with a plane. Long way around. We're getting there. Hold on. Don't push any buttons. Okay. Back the camera. Hold on. Headphones on so I can hear what's going on. Mouse over. Where's the mouse? Okay. All right. And keep in mind, obviously, she's already warmed up. We may have a dead cylinder too. Yeah, maybe. Ooh. But there we go. Yeah. So unplugged the camera. I remember when it did that, like, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah, just did it again. I unplugged the camera and the whole computer went wink. So, all right. Mute. Okay, good now. Twitch went back and back on. Yeah, the whole, yeah, I just had to reboot. That whole computer just rebooted. I don't know how long that took, but that's how long it takes to reboot my computer, restart OBS, and get the streams established. All right. My methane engine can be pretty loud, says Fama. Yeah, I feel like that's probably a common thing. Looks like the outer two aren't firing. Maybe we'll once we get it outside and we can really run it. We'll see what's going on. But I will I'm gonna go back to the video and I'll go take a look, see what those see what they look like. So yeah, those two or three that may not have been firing. That may be why it's coming in and out of really smooth idle. Maybe something's maybe the wire, like the actual filaments, need to get pressed on, and sometimes they're working, sometimes they're not. Or maybe it's just a weird reading on the camera. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. Anyway, I mean, I was about to end it, but not quite like that. Got to do a plug check. Yeah, we may do that. I'll take a look for anything obvious. Next week, since that's pretty solid, we are starting something Lego. Not quite sure what. I'll see what I have in stock. And then as we get progress with that, like that's obviously going to be around. So if there's progress, you know, as we move along, then like I'll run it. Like I'll probably end up running it next week once I get the pipes sorted and fitted on there. And do a quick check of the spark plug wires and stuff. Because I was moving them around a lot. I may have tugged on one too much. I mean, you can tug it too hard, I guess, sometimes. So, oh, the chat's not feeding. The chat's not feeding. I was wondering why nobody was talking. All right, now chat should work. I think. Wow, like a lot of shit's not working. I obviously didn't get to set up all my stuff, but you should be able to see chat. Like you should, why aren't we seeing that? Ninja feature, Ninja Dark, Ninja Poll, where does chat? Which one's chat, asshole? Ah, Ninja Dark, right. I wonder why that's not working. Already added, activate. Like it's right there. It should be working. I don't know. A lot of my shit's not. I guess it was a rough restart. Auto find and activate. It's not actually finding this stream. It says it's already activated. I don't know. I'll figure it out and get it sorted out. So, all right, everybody. Until I get too hard. Oh, it's always possible. Luminova, always possible. But yeah, obviously everything just went to shit. So we're going to call it a night. I'll see everybody tomorrow night for MRE, our first close combat 24-hour MRE. And we'll pick a reasonable amount of food to eat out of it, hopefully new stuff. And we'll go from there. So I'll see everybody in about 23 hours. Hope you have a good rest of the evening, a good day tomorrow, and I will see you then. And if I don't see you then, I'll see you Saturday. All right? Have a good one, everybody. Be groovy to each other, and I am out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya.